No tea, no shade, but your fall crochet projects are basic. But that's okay because I'm going to show you some inspo to level up your crochet wardrobe. What's up, you guys? My name is Zanier and welcome to or back to my YouTube channel. If you are a reoccurring subscriber, thank you so much. And if you're not, that's all right, that's okay, but I hope that you stay because we have an amazing time on this channel, and as soon as you hit that subscribe button, your life automatically improves for the better. So I suggest you automatically improve your life and hit that subscribe button. In today's video, I am going to be giving you guys some unique fall crochet inspo that is more than just your basic beginner crochet patterns. This video is for people who are looking to level up their crochet skills and add a little bit more creativity to their projects. If you are interested in any of that, please keep watching. I have cardigans, sweaters, pants, skirts, and more for y'all today. I also have a Pinterest board linked down below where I got all of these inspo pictures from. So if you are interested in taking a closer look at the pictures, that Pinterest board will be linked down below. Additionally, I have found links to patterns for all of these. They may not be the exact pattern for the particular picture, but it helps you get a gist of what you would need to do to go into the project. So without further ado, let's get right on into it. The first thing that I'm going to talk about today are cardigans. On my Pinterest board, the first couple of cardigans that I have here are these patchwork cardigans. I have some that are long and also just normal sized or cropped. You can really make these as long or short as you want them to be. That of course is dependent on what the look that you're going for. These patchwork cardigans are absolutely beautiful. First of all of these Black women are just slaying. In this first cardigan, we see that she has a bunch of different granny squares and also some very oversized sleeves. I went ahead and found this patchwork cardigan tutorial here, but this first one is just a really beautiful sort of trench coat vibes because it's so long, but you can tell that it's a bunch of squares. So you could do this with either granny squares. I have this one picture here and she has just done a bunch of different granny squares as well as just crochet squares of the stitches. It is going to be a little bit more of trial and error depending on the size of your squares and if you're using different size squares, but I think that these are some very cute, unique crochet cardigans. And if you start it now, if you start it today, you will finish. I also have this cropped patchwork cardigan, and as you can see, she also has a ribbed lining around it. I think the thing that makes this unique is honestly the colors that she used. This is definitely fits into the fall vibe. You can also see another patchwork cardigan here. Once again, these are some very, very unique crochet cardigans, and I love that they're long. I feel like those just give cozy vibes, especially for the fall. You want to be warm, you want to be cozy. The next cardigan that I have here is actually a hexagon cardigan with some granny squares in the middle. I have attached a hexagon cardigan tutorial down below and also a African granny square tutorial down below. If you are interested in making this, literally all you have to do is follow the hexagon pattern as normal, but then instead of sewing those together, you're going to instead make the squares and sew those to the arms, so that way that makes the full cardigan. I actually made this cardigan and it is in my favorite beginner crochet patterns that I've made. Every time I wear it, people are always asking me where I got it, and I'm just like, I made it. The next cardigan that I have here, I really like because they actually used chunky yarn, but the thing that drew me to this is the furred lining that they have here. I have actually linked a tutorial down below that shows you how to add fur lining to your clothes. I think that this is a really great way to once again elevate the look and add more cozy vibes to it. Next two cardigans that I have here, well, next three are actually these tie in the front cardigans. So I have one just regular tie in the front cardigan. I have another pattern linked for this, so this is the pattern that I would suggest that you use. The next two tie cardigans that I have here are actually these two mesh ones, and I think that this would really be cute, especially at the beginning of the fall, with like a nice long sleeve shirt under, or even a cropped long sleeve shirt. I feel like that would be really cute. I love that the sleeves on this one are long and they have a bunch of ruffles, and then on the other one it's a little more to the body as far as the sleeves go. She has done that fur lining, so this just shows you how you can take your crochet and find different ways to level it up, whether that's literally just changing the look of the sleeve, or adding another textured yarn to the piece. It really can help make your piece look a lot more unique and just like, ooh, this is giving designer vibes. So now we're gonna go ahead and get into sweaters. The very first inspo pick I have here is actually this granny square sweater. What I like about this is that it's not taking multiple small granny squares and putting it together. Instead, it's taking probably like 6 or 7 granny squares, and then putting them all together. And honestly, this is another very easy project. It just looks a little different because you can see that they've added the ribbing at the bottom. It also has the off the shoulder look, so depending on the look that you're going for, you can go more off the shoulder, or you can actually crochet a neck lining, so that way it's more of like a to-you sweater and it shows less skin. Of course, that is dependent on the look that you are going for. For the one big granny square, I have listed 2 different granny squares, so I've gone ahead and put a cropped one, and then I also put a regular sized one, just depending on the look that you're going for. I know not everybody wants their stuff cropped, so I wanted you guys to have some options when going through the dock. The next sweater that I have here is actually a sweater version of the famous Emma Chamberlain vest. This is just the sweater version, so if you wanted to expand on that, literally all you need is a 1 panel crochet video, and you just make both sides mirror this. The next item that I have here is this ribbed off the shoulder crochet sweater, and what I love about this is that it gives the knit feel because of that ribbing, but it's actually crochet, so it's even better. I've actually found a couple 2 patterns that will help you make this. I like one of them because she actually incorporated a bow. I also think it would be really cute if you made this with like slits on the side, and then you took ribbon and weaved it through, so that way you had like little ribbon ties on the side. I feel like that would be really cute. Then we have this like chunky ribbed crochet sweater. I have linked another pattern that I think goes with it. This would just require you to use a little bit more of chunky yarn and possibly a bigger hook if you want that like very chunky oversized look. Also, you are going to need to know how to do a V-neck, so I have also linked down below a V-neck tutorial showing you how to create that. This one was trending a while ago, but I do think that it is still a very relevant and unique crochet sweater, and that is actually this evil eye, if you will. I've actually found a tutorial explaining exactly how to make this, so that is linked there as well, so feel free to check that out. Another sweater that I have here is this heart cutout sweater with a ribbed turtleneck. I've gone ahead and linked a sweater that is giving you a tutorial on how to do the actual heart cutout. And then as far as the turtleneck, you would just make a ribbed. But these next 2 pieces that I have here are actually some hoodies. I am obsessed with both of these. They look so cute, and honestly, I love taking crochet to any type of clothing piece and just trying to recreate that with crochet, I feel like it just helps you have a lot more creative pieces. It's essentially the same process as making the granny square cardigan or the patchwork cardigan. It's just instead of leaving it open, you're going to actually sew the middle together, and then you would crochet a hood onto that, or that's at least how I would go about it. So I have gone ahead and linked a crochet hoodie tutorial. The final hoodie that I have here is actually this heart-shaped hoodie. So it has a heart in the center. So I've gone ahead and linked a sweater that is the actual hoodie base, and then you just once again follow that hooded tutorial that I was talking about at the beginning of the video and sew it together. The last couple of things that I have here are actually some ponchos. The first poncho, or the first couple of ponchos that I have here, are these granny square ponchos. What I like about them is that they have these little frills at the end, so it just adds a little bit more pizzazz to your wardrobe. I feel like I haven't seen a lot of people wear ponchos recently, but I feel like they should make a comeback, because a poncho is great if you don't want to have your arms restricted by sleeves, but you still want to be warm. Like, yes, I feel like you can make your fit so cute. Like, do y'all see this girl's fit? Doesn't she look amazing? Like, she is literally slaying the boots off the house. I have another poncho pattern here that is more like whimsical, and it's actually another mesh, a different type of mesh. So instead of using that granny square to create your mesh pattern, it is just a regular mesh design. And then what I love about this, and what I think once again makes this very unique, is all of the frillies that they have hanging. So I will also link a tutorial on how to make those little frills at the end of your crochet projects. It's very easy. And the last poncho that I have here is this slanted mesh poncho. And once again, I love the slants, and I love the mesh pattern that she used and the little frills. It's just so fun. We have actually finished with all of our tops. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get into our bottoms. I really only have skirts and pants here. The first skirt that I am looking at is actually this granny crochet maxi skirt. And I've gone ahead and found a couple of patterns for y'all to look at, just depending on the look that you are going for your maxi skirt. It's just so cute. I feel like it allows you to still wear a skirt and have that flow without being completely freezing, because it's not a mini skirt. The next maxi skirt that I have here is just a regular crocheted maxi skirt with a slit on the side. So once again, just adding a little something. If you wanted to wear tights or leggings under this, that is something that you could also do. The one that I really like is this layered ruffle maxi skirt. I think that it is so beautiful and flowy, and it just, mwah, chef's kiss, y'all, chef's kiss. So I have linked how to do a layered ruffle skirt. It is a mini skirt, but if you just crochet your maxi skirt all the way down, and then once you get to where you start your ruffles, you can then follow that pattern for the layered ruffle look. And then we have another flowy, like whimsical, it just gives witch vibes, I feel like, this other skirt. And I've also linked a skirt that has that layered ruffled look to it and is very flowy and just big. I love it. Mwah. For pants here, I have two types of granny square pants. So we have the actual patchwork pants. So that is where you would create multiple granny squares and then sew them all together to actually make the pants. What I like about this first one in particular is the different types of color that they use and the different granny squares they use. So it just gives it a little bit more dimension. And then I'm sure that you guys have seen these all over TikTok. I know they were trending at some point, but these are the Coil Ray granny square pants. I love these. I think they're so cute and just a great piece that you could add to your fall wardrobe. I know that with the granny squares, you're like a little unsure about it actually being warm enough. So the great thing about this is you can actually wear leggings underneath it and nobody will know. Nobody will know. And you'll still have your cute and awesome crochet piece. And then the last pants that I have here are actually using the granny stickwear stitch, but you're not necessarily making granny squares. So I've linked 2 patterns here. And as you can see, depending on the colors that you use, you can make it super fun or a little bit more muted. These last pants follow that pattern, but they've gone ahead and added ruffles down the side, which I think is so creative. And so I found a skirt tutorial that shows how to add ruffles to the side of the skirt. So you would just follow that same idea, but on the pants. So after you make the granny square pants themselves, you would then take that tutorial. Wow, that is everything. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I definitely want to make some of these pieces for myself. I feel like I say that every video, and then like I literally never get to it because I'm busy, honestly. Please use the links that I have put in this tutorial. Please use the links that I have put in this video for you guys. I did this so that way you don't have to. But that is everything that I have for y'all today. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below any tutorials or videos that are crochet related that you would like me to make. I am really excited. Hello to all you new and wonderful people who have subscribed to me since my crochet wardrobe video. It is so amazing that like so many of you guys received that and loved it. I'm so happy, and I will be coming out with the part 2 soon, so please stay tuned for that. I promise you I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If you guys want to stay in touch with me outside of YouTube, I have a TikTok and Instagram where I post about my daily crochet ventures. I also have the Pinterest board where I compiled all of these inspo pics into, so please check out that link as well. And I've also linked all of the tutorials and tips that I suggested in this video on a Google Docs, so check that out. That will also be linked down below. I also have a Etsy where I sell the crochet items that I make, so please feel free to check that out as well down below. And yeah, that is it for today's video. So until next time, bye!
Girl, it's been too long. Clock done fell off the wall. Been out here writing songs. Where the hell did the time go?